Hello everyone, today I'll show you how to mod Galimulator. Modding in general for me, and I'm quite certain for you too, is something of black magic. One might believe that it is impossible to do, but really that is not the case. Modding can be quite easy as long as you know what you are doing and you have the proper tools at your disposal. Therefore, this tutorial video is there to show you how you can use Recurve to mod Galimulator. Now, my guide here will be targeted for version 4.10 using Recurve 3. But this can also most likely apply to future versions and other versions, but there might be small changes in the codebase and how things behave. Now, for the sake of this video, I'll need to narrow down what we need to have changed. In this case, we want to change the description of capitalist. So, to great at managing wealth and managing and building wealth, we want to have to change that description. Now, for that, we need, as I have talked previously, the proper tools. And the proper tool in this case, as of now, is Recurve, or more specifically Recurve 3x, which is a version of Recurve that is currently in development. That is, to download that, one needs to go at the Recurve 3x issues GitHub page that I'll have linked down in the description. Go to tags and then to the latest tag, in my case snapshot 15, and then go there and download the jar file into assets by clicking on it, and then you have downloaded it. In order to run Recurve 3x, one needs to have Java 11 or later, and for that I recommend 3 distributions of Java, which I find particularly trustworthy, and I have checked that they can indeed run Galimulator more or less without flaws, and these are the JetBrains runtime, which has the added benefit of being able to debug Galimulator pretty nicely, but that's something for the expert developers among you. And there will be here to download for you. The issue is that downloading to JetBrains runtimes is a bit more difficult than, for example, Azul Zulu. So in this case, you hit on download now and pick the JDK with FX, and then here are your download. I recommend Azul Zulu especially because it has the JFX runtime built in, which is just brilliant, and every OpenJDK distribution should have it, but alas, it's pretty much only a few ones like Azul Zulu. And then there's Adoption for the more generic OpenJDK build that is for everyone, and for that you just hit on the latest LTS release. Like the 3x issue GitHub page, I'll have these 3 linked down in the description. Now you need to run Recurve. In this case, after you've installed your OpenJDK Java build runtime, on Windows you'll double click on Recurve. It should hopefully run Recurve. If not, you will open the terminal This can be done by, on Windows, going into search bar, clicking on it, entering CMD and hitting enter. In my case it won't do anything because I'm on Linux. Now then you'll go enter java -jar recaf and the long file. Then you'll click on hit enter and you have one recaf. Now at first there's a couple of ways to load Galimulator executables. The easiest way is to just import it, so clicking on File, Open Workspace, then going to your Galimulator folder that you can also see by going to your Steam, on right-clicking on Galimulator, Properties, Local Files and Browse, and it will open a file of your Explorer where in your Galimulator folder. And for that, here we are in the Galimulator folder. Then you'll click on the jar folder and go open Galimulator desktop.jar. I open Galimulator desktop.jar because it is unmodified. It has nothing to do, it won't exist for you, but yeah, it'd be the same as Galimulator desktop.jar. And then you'll see the code to all the classes that are present in Galimulator. Most of these classes won't have a name. So for example the B class, you'll see that it will be utter nonsense. Perhaps you recognize these strings and be able to say, yes, that is the report string, because the report screen confirm button, because it says here ready to submit report. But in most cases it will be quite confusing for you. The good thing is that there's a lot of things, especially enums, that are left mostly fine. Now we'll need to look at it again. We'll want to change, as I've told previously, we want to change the capitalist special. So we'll go here into special, and you'll immediately see that there's a wide range of things that are similar to each other. In short, that's an enumeration or enum. Most likely of the case, Galimulator loves to use enums. The good thing about enums is that they are rather easily findable and left mostly unobfuscated and can be easily modified. And in this case, if I want to modify the capitalist description, we'll need to modify setEnum. For that, we'll go to the Empire Special class that is setEnum that holds all these things. Now the uppercase variant would be the decompiler here that you can change using this drop-down menu, and the capitalist enum would be here, which corresponds to the N field. Now to change the value of the description, one needs to change the static initialization block. Now that is a little bit of jargon that is hard to understand for you most likely, but it's quite simple. We'll go on fields and methods right there and go here down to the CR init thing, right click on it and hit on Edit Method. And it will show us a quite difficult to understand thing. That it is difficult to understand is for us a bit nonsensical, because we don't need to understand it. We need just to change these values, which are strings, and for this we want to change this value to hates communists, because capitalists hates communists. There's probably 1,000 typos in my sentence that I just entered in there. Whatever, it's just for purposes of showing it to you. And to save then, to apply our changes, we need to hit Ctrl S, which saves it, and then you can close this window that has opened. And if you look at the decompiled code again, one can see that the value has changed there to hates communists. And then we can just export our jar, which contains executable files, again to apply our mod, more or less. For this case, we click again on File, but this time on Export Application, and overwrite our Galimulator-desktop.jar and click on Save. And we'll replace that file, and there it is. Now we can close recaf and run Galimulator however you want now. And then we can see that the Empire special description for capitalist has changed. So if we hit on capitalist, we can see that indeed the description has changed to hates communists. And that was it. In the next few videos in the series, I'll show you how to understand the bytecode, which we have seen previously more in depth, and also how to provide your changes to the public without breaking any laws.